Welcome back for part two of Tea with Miss Black. And we left off talking about being victorious and a new truth coming through that is going to pretty much clear the air of whatever was needed um, to be seen before moving forward in the next stage of your journey. Um, I, as I stated in part one, feel like I'm talking to my normal crew, which is artists, creatives, business professionals, entrepreneurs, people that are in the mix who move around, connect with a lot of people, a lot of times are responsible for groups of people and leading them. So that's my usual audience. And or client base. So with that, technology is here and here for us to use in helping us to achieve our goals and do what it is that we're looking to do. I like to make sure that I'm practicing what I preach, or teach. So when I'm quiet, that means I'm practicing and focusing on things that I need to have in order before I can, tell somebody else what works or doesn't work. So self-love is evidently something that I'm here to teach, as well as peace. My birthmark is actually shaped like the Wu-Tang, eagle, which represents peace. So I always like to make a little joke about, peace is in my core, love is in my heart. That's just who I am. And, at times my ego can, do its thing and come across as if, I'm not the loving being that I am. But it's just, frustration is real and I am human. And, you know, I have held things in out of, not wanting to hurt people's feelings. But, with this sort of truth and this victorious, this Six of Wands, this victory being in our, possible outcomes, with this being a possibility, that means this has to happen. I don't know if the lighting is throwing it off, but this is the Ace of Swords, the truth that clears the air, that helps people to see who they really are, know who they really are, and recognize that you're not supposed to have someone outside of you filling any type of voids. You're responsible for you. And if you don't feel like you should be responsible for you, you shouldn't be engaging in relationships, especially not the type of relationships that involve people's feelings and involve bringing new life into this world, because those are things that, they're a real thing. Everybody wants to be in relationships or have someone that they can connect with that accepts them for them. We all want that, some BS and, drug and drink, and be promiscuous, to act like we don't care and want those things, but we do. I can speak from experience. I'm that kind of honest here. And I've recognized it with others. So with that immature behavior and way of going about things, we're really in this season where we really just need to, focus on self. And I'm an observer. I'm really, really, really good at observing. I don't judge people. I try and let me say I do my best to make sure that I'm not judging anyone's situation. Maybe observing, but I don't want to judge because I just don't feel like that's my space. That's what my father is responsible for, you know. And with that being said, I give people their room to be who they are. But then I make the decisions that I need to make to protect myself. As you should, as we all should. Because as we've seen in the world of social media, people have shown us who they are, myself included. And I'm not perfect. I have my stuff with me. But I do my best to, manage my stuff responsibly where I'm not tearing other people down, hurting other people's feelings, and, all that stuff that, for what? A lot of people do it, but for what? I get it, you're hurt. Someone hurt you somewhere down the line. And now you want to, hurt other people. Or maybe you don't want to. It's just, ingrained in you, conditioned in you. It's a habit. Just, hurt people, hurting people. So now that we can look at this from a practical standpoint, connecting this to real life, I'm going to pull out our Osho Zen deck and get a deeper message. This is what part 2 is for. To go a little bit deeper spiritually to see what it is that we should be focused on to resolve this situation. I'm getting a message and I'm talking at the same time. All right, so our future possibilities is victory, the 6 of Swords, a public recognition. I need to get one more card for the outcome, the summary, before we look at the Osho Zen. Source, could you provide us with one card that we can help us understand the outcome or summary of this energy? What is the overall summary, the outcome for this energy? What is this victory? I feel like a lot of these cases that, are within the news, there's going to be some victories there. I'm going to speak on one that I'm closely connected to, in spirit, with Breonna Taylor. So I feel like I've been getting some insights around that energy, around her case, but I don't feel that I necessarily speak out on that type of stuff because I don't know. I just know what I've been kind of picking up on. So I stay in my lane. However, I feel like truths are being revealed around Breonna Taylor's case. So I'm only going to pick the card that flipped over. Although we got some other good cards. But the 7 of Cups is what's flipped over. So for the outcome, the summary. But the cards that flipped over, I don't know. We got the Sun and the Moon, Strength, and the 9 of Pentacles. So I kind of feel like this is my energy of just being in balance, you know. That's dope though. Alright, so the Seven of Cups, I'm seeing confusion. I'm seeing distractions. I'm seeing why we need the Sword of Truth to come through, the Ace of Swords. We have 7 cups. Each have different items within the cup. We have one with, it looks like maybe the divine feminine that's cloaked and protected. We have a snake that is trying to get to that cup. Then we have a castle, a head person, jewelry, a wreath, and a dragon. And then there's smoke, you know, all around the cups. So that just, to me, reminds me of social media these days. And I'm bringing up social media a lot because it is a tool that is being used by the majority of us on a daily basis. That, from my perspective, we have room to use more responsibly, myself included. So, with that being said, that's why I'm feeling like a lot of things are being directed in that area at this time. Um, and I also have personal outstanding situations concerning social media, playing with my time and energy like that's what you do when it's not. So with this sort of truth coming through, you know, it's going to help clear the air where, you know, whichever one or few of these cups, the each of us, let me take it back. Each of us have different things, different gifts, different ideas, different desires. And with that, with the conditioning, the illusions that many of us have been under, um, we're in a place where we don't know what we truly want. And that's what this, you know, Seven of Cups is, confusion. We don't know what we want. We don't know, is this what my heart truly desires, or is this what the TV or my parents or that coach from college or my boyfriend or husband or wife or girlfriend, or is this what these other people want, or is this what I want? You know, I feel like that's what this card is representing, the energy at this time. People trying to figure out, you know, who they are, becoming more self-aware. Um, you can't sit here and talk about manifestation, metaphysics, um, and all these different spiritual modalities and tools and not be tested. So when, you know, people thought that, you know, spirituality became trendy via social media, I was observing that. We found that many that weren't really about the spiritual life, you know, are being forced into an awakening now because they may be experiencing different things that they're like, hold up, what is this? Hold up, wait a minute. My third eye just did that. What? Hold up. What is that? Yeah, I had my first experience a little over a decade ago, and I didn't know where to go, who to call, what. That's when I started building my library. So with that being said, it's all good. We got this. That's why, you know, the Most High God, I feel like, has been preparing myself and others. And with this part 2, most people aren't going to watch part 2 if they even watch part 1. So those of you that are, and especially those of you who stick around while I am deciphering these messages, is for you. And with it being for you, is for us, for our tribe, our community, because that is the point of me sitting here doing this. Today is August 22nd, 2020. 3:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And although I get frustrated often with everything taking place in the world, it's only because I care, and I care deeply. But, being detached and caring deeply has been something that I've had to work towards, and I have been working towards, and I've gotten better with. So, with that, the message I was sharing for whoever this message is resonating with, this is for me as well. With me doing this at this time, it's me stepping from out of my comfort zone, from stepping out from behind the scenes and putting my face out here and just showing everybody that I'm human, I'm just like you, I may have gotten a little better with managing my emotions, but I still care deeply about the things that I care deeply about, and I don't like when people be playing games with my good people that's here trying to do the right thing. All right, so our first card that came out is the Fool, and the Fool is going with our Ace of Swords. So the Fool represents a new beginning, zero, reset, restart, which is where I said the other day, we're currently in the midst of a global reset. And what that looks like, I don't know. I have little theories and, visions that I've had of what it could potentially look like, but I don't know. So I'm a fool, out on the limb trying to, take this thing one day at a time and doing the best that I can with what I have to work with, like everybody else. And, with this being our more spiritual message to go with the Ace of Swords, I hope the lighting isn't as bad as it looked like it is from here. But the Ace of Swords with the Fool is telling me that this new beginning, grounded in truth from the Most High, that may come to you directly, depending on your connection with the Most High, or it could come from other people, teachers, mentors, coaches, guides, spiritual guides. And with spiritual guides, I want to say, and this is myself included, don't just go believing everything that you hear. You know what I mean? You have a mind and a heart. Use it. If you don't know how to use it, learn how to use it. That should be your focus, because that is going to be the thing that's going to help you, navigate through existence moving forward, because there's so many lies out there. It's hard for a lot of people to decipher what is truth or not. So they look for people and leaders and, pastors and ministers and just people outside of them, which these people, if they are truly, of God, then that's a good thing. But in all cases, that's not the case. So we need to learn how to, yes, have people that we can trust for counsel and direction and confirmation, but we also need to know how to recognize God's voice for ourselves, and, being a fool and just being, present, and being still and, recognizing God's voice. That's also what the sword represents to me, You feel it in the air. Myself personally, sometimes I get messages, energetically. I feel it in my body and I understand what that energy means, but I don't necessarily always have the words immediately right up front, and what happens is I'll go on about my business, go on about my day, and I'll hear or see or experience different things that helps me connect the dots of getting, greater understanding of the message that I'm receiving from God. Some of us have that ability. We all have it, but some of us are more aware and actually do it than others. But, that's what this journey is, the fool's journey. So that was our first card. Our second one is our spiritual message to go with the past experience of the lovers. I'm still new at this, doing this, for others. I've been doing this for a little while for myself, as a tool to help me become more aware by checking the energy and then being present through my activities and my experiences and observing them, and just seeing where my intuition is strong, where it's on point. So that's what this card reading has been for me, using cards as a tool to help me be clear on direction, getting clarity with direction. All right, so with the lovers, we have we are the world. Oh gosh. Which is, I believe, the 10 of Pentacles. Or the 10 of Cups. And then we have the 3 of Swords. I believe isolation is the 3 of Swords. With Judgment. I'm getting a dope message though that is consistent with the message of the week. So I'm going to elaborate a little bit more in a second. Let me just get our future possibility and our outcome. All right, so that was a little bit too many cards, but let's see what's up. All right, the other I'm picking one to stay on the table. Integration. All right, so I'm not going to take these so they didn't flip over. But the victory, this is dope. This is dope. I'm enjoying this. And I'm going to be honest here on this message too. I wanted to wait until the energy shifted and got lighter before I started reading cards for other people, because I am aware of, my empathetic side. I don't like to necessarily refer to myself as an empath for personal reasons, but I just don't like putting labels on myself if I can avoid it. And the Rebel is the outcome or summary. So that makes a lot of sense. And Courage is on the bottom of the deck. All right, so let me start here. What I was saying just now. What was I saying? Before the Rebel came out. I don't remember. So moving forward, it'll come back to me. The Lovers with We Are the World. What I'm getting from this is a power couple. Because it's in our past experiences, I feel like, and I'm going to connect this to my personal situation, I feel like I am, referring to a powerful couple, a partnership, people that have a divine purpose for their life and what they're here for, and they are aware of it, and they are embodying it. They are, active in that on a daily basis, whether they are in union or not. And with this being in the past experiences, I'm feeling guided to speak on, breakups and separations, and the eclipse season, like all this stuff is coming to me for some reason. So with myself personally, I was in a relationship a few years ago. Around the eclipse season, things got crazy, and we ended up going our separate ways. But my ex-partner and I, we had a very unique connection, and one that was different from any that I have ever had before. Including we had a birthmark on our stomachs that were in the same spot that matched each other. That was, amongst the very interesting characteristics. And the the energy in our relationship was pretty intense. So you can imagine, um, if you're not grounded, which is something that he used to speak on, then it could make things, kind of crazy. So things got kind of crazy because we were struggling with staying grounded and separated. So with that, through that separation of going our separate ways, I was able to recognize, that we are the world, not just myself and him, but we are connected to everyone. Um, a book that we both had was Frequency by Penny Paris. It was one that I had already started reading prior to him coming in my life, and he took interest in it and actually, bought the books, the physical copies, but that is a book that I studied, still do study, and I find it fascinating, that through this energy, this thing that we call energy, that it connects all of us, where we're able to do very, very amazing things, if we choose to do those amazing things. And unfortunately, there are some that, use that energy for not so positive, healthy things. Um, but with this powerful couple, or these powerful couple, these people that have come together, that have united, these light workers, these um, OGs, organized gods and goddesses, they are finding, or they have found, because it's in the past experiences, they have found truth for self. They know who the Most High God is, and they have a freedom where, they recognize they're on the Fool's journey, and that they're responsible for staying in alignment with the truth, the Most High God. And they have that individually, so because they have that individually, they're able to have that collectively with someone else, or with a group of like-minded people. In our opportunity for growth, we have judgment and isolation. So what I was stating in part one concerning judgment, I compared it to, a lot of the things that I see on social media, typically surrounding celebrities, because everybody has these fascinations with, people that are in the limelight, who, have access to resources that allow them to, look how they look, from hair, makeup, and, express themselves and whatever. So people are attracted to that. But with that also comes, drama, for what I've been seeing for a lot of these entertainers. And, judgment, criticism, what they call cancel culture, and, just a lot of hatred and shit like that is going on as well in the world and in our World Wide Web. Um, so isolation, the Three of Swords, it's a crying in the face. And I feel like these, my camera cut off. So I was speaking on isolation with judgment. These people who participate in, this type of behavior need to take a time out, isolate themselves maybe, to figure out what it is within them that makes them feel the need that they want to um, speak negatively on other people's lives and situations as if they have it all figured out. So, that's just my perspective on that opportunity for growth for us collectively. And if this doesn't resonate with you, then it doesn't resonate with you. The message isn't for you. But if it does, then, just take it into consideration. Six of Wands, our victory. This victory is coming because of integration. With this integration, it shows me the yin and the yang. It's showing me balance. It's showing me, all of the elements and spirit animals and just, healing and restoration.